Hello, my name is Robert, and this is a do-it-yourself instructional video on how to change your transmission oil and differential oil. This applies to cars that are manual transmission and is rear-wheel drive, with the exception of locations and parts of your car depending on the car you're dealing with. Today, we're dealing with a Nissan 300ZX Turbo Z31. First step is to warm up your car. You can do this by driving around 10 to 15 minutes through stop-and-go traffic, which is pretty much stoplights and stop signs, to warm up your manual transmission oil. Then you want to drive another 10 to 15 minutes on highway speeds to warm up your differential. After warming up your car, next step is to park your car in a level area. Well, it's New Year's and my friend's working today, so my friend cameraman is working today, so I'm pretty much gonna do this solo. So from where we left off from recording is once you get the car warmed up for 10 to 15 minutes, then park your car in a leveled area such as a garage or of some sort, and once it's parked on the level ground, and go ahead and raise it up. Alright, once we got the car lifted, I have two ramps in the front, so we have two available jack stands. I put the jack stands at almost the same level as the ramps themselves. I had to do a little adjusting, to make sure the car is perfectly leveled. I have the jack stands on the frame of the car. These are jack stand points according to the Haynes manual book. I have a jack on the differential as added safety and comfort for myself when I work under the car, and I just feel really secure that when I work under the car I have like a fail-safe to cover me and stuff like that. And yeah, once it's perfectly fine and it's all everything's all solid, you're perfect with how everything's set up and you're comfortable to work on the car, let's start draining that oil. What we have here is the transmission right in front of us. This is located on the passenger side of the car. So if you're facing towards the front of the car, which is that way, this will be on the right side. What we have here right in front of us is the drain plug. This is where the oil will be coming out when we're draining the oil from the transmission. And this is the fill plug to where we'll fill it back up. First step is to remove the fill plug, which is the top one first, so the pressure inside the transmission will be equal to the outside. And damn, so congested. And once we have the fill plug open, you can go ahead and open the drain plug and drain the oil into an empty pan or a collection pan of some sort, whatever floats your boat, so it'll collect in there, and that's already starting the draining process of your transmission. What we have here is the tranny oil from the Z31, my car that I'm working on. This is the oil that came out, and according to from what my dad told me, this is the OEM transmission oil, which was never changed, which I believe it was never changed ever since it was bought back in 84. So yeah, doesn't really look too good. I don't know if the original color is supposed to be, but that's what it looks like, and it looks really nasty. So yeah, next step is to put once it's fully drained, clean the drain plug. For some people, so for some of you, you may add anti-seize to the bolt if you want. It's not really optional, but I mean it's optional, but you don't really have to. But make sure to clean it and replace the bolt and back into the drain, the drain plug. Place the drain plug back into the bolt, and that's about it. Tighten it. What we have here is MT90 red line synthetic oil, transmission oil. I was told by a friend to use this, and I did some research, and Redline products are pretty good. I heard a lot of good feedback from them. What you want to look for is a GL4 oil. This is 70. The weight of it's 75.90. This is synthetic oil, like what I said earlier. I got 4 quarts of this because I'm not sure how many quarts I need for the transmission, but you can never go too wrong with having too many, because it kind of sucks coming up short when doing, you know, any type of job, especially for a car. I also bought a fluid pump. This is pretty simple. This cost me about $5 at Kragen. I kind of got it during before Christmas, so there's a lot of cheap stuff there. You want to be careful because the cap is kind of big on this compared to the MT90. MT90 cap. So you make sure you don't want to spill or tip over the bottle and get it all over on yourself and on the ground, because you know you don't want to waste it, stuff like that. It's pretty simple. Kind of common sense to put this part into the bottle, and the other hose will go into the fill plug, and you pump the oil back into your transmission from there until it starts overflowing. Okay. What we have here is our MT90. As you can see, the caps, you know, really doesn't fit on well to it, so you want to be careful about that. You can stick the other end of this hose, right into here. And you want to start pumping the transmission oil into it. Right here, this little plug here. Let's kind of focus on it. You want to keep pumping oil into it until it starts overflowing. So, which means you know that it's full, and pretty much you just clean it up, replace the fill plug, and that's the end of the transmission job. Oil flush, or changing the oil. Alright, now we're done with the transmission oil flush. Now we're going to go on for the differential. Same principle applies to the transmission, is to have it safely jacked up on the level ground. What we have here, we still have the same jack points, but we moved our jack to the, looks like I don't even know what it is. It's like a support beam that's attached to the wheels. And we put a support there, so we have room to work on the differential. So once it's on jacks and secured and pretty much leveled, it's time to drain oil. Alright, we have the differential right here, right in front of us. Right here we have the drain plug and the fill plug right here. This is pretty unique. It requires a half-inch socket. So this is pretty much the tool for the job, and you just pretty much put it in and loosen it. And yeah. First thing you wanna do is remember to, just like the transmission, open the fill plug first to equalize the pressure within the differential to the outside, and then have a pan or a collection pan underneath and remove the drain plug and start draining it. Focus. Alright, what we got here is we got the differential fully drained. You got Chris here using his method of,
why pump it when you could just pour it? I'm scared, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
So you got fully drained. Kinda try to clean it up a little bit. Too thick?
Nope, it's working.
Is it leaking a bit?
No, I just gotta get air back in the bottle.
I'm just a spectator. Woo. Now, America, this is who you're paying for.
Oh, God damn it.
You know me, I always go for the best. So you have Air Force Academy Cadet Chris Wynn here.
Go. There we go. I'm not backwashing. That would suck.
Creates a vacuum and just sucks everything back up in.
Yeah, pretty much. I should like punch a hole in this.
Want to get the knife?
Nah, this way works pretty well too.
Yeah. So pretty much once you have it drained, of course, just like in the transmission video, put back the drain plug and then fill the differential up with gear oil, courtesy of Valvoline. Yeah, through the fill hole till it overflows,
Use a pump.
where it has a steady stream coming out. And there you go. Oh, I got a phone call. Yep. And once you're done, put back the fill plug, and you're done. Alright, we have the differential fluid back in. Once it's back in, put back the fill plug. I don't know what torque setting is supposed to be at, but I'll put in the description once I find out. Once that's done, pretty much start it up, go take it out for a test try, see how it is. Then when done, you want to look and observe for any leaks from anywhere. Maybe there's a bolt that you missed that's not tightened all the way or something like that. Just go around, look for leaks, and then if not, then you're good. Good to go. There you go. Yeah, there you go.